welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well. Seeing as I've already filmed 2 of these videos in this little mini series I'm doing around Fashion Week, actually technically I think you could probably say 3 videos. I filmed my New York Fashion Week outfits, what I wore, I filmed my what I wore to London Fashion Week, I then filmed a get ready with me for Milan Fashion Week, so I'll leave those all linked down below if you've not seen them, or on the screen now within the card if you want to have a little look. But this time I thought I'd show you what I wore in Paris, just to kind of round off the whole little mini series. Or for any of you guys who saw my Instagrams from Paris, you might have liked to see what I was wearing exactly. So I thought I would do this video too. And if you stick around till the end, I thought seeing as I bought something in Paris, this was the perfect video to kind of put that into. So stick around to the end to see what I treated myself to when I was in Paris. So for the first part of my Paris trip, I was actually with the Dior team, the Dior beauty team. I went out to Paris with them as they were having a big international event, and they were also showing us a sneak peek of their new Pump and Volume mascara. So that was amazing. So we were doing all of that. So a lot of the outfits I was wearing were actually Dior, but I wore a few things around those outfits that I kind of wanted to mention. The first was a really easy piece that I wore from Bash, I think it's Bash, B-A-N-S-H. It's just a very simple ribbed cotton and probably a bit of elastane in there fabric roll neck top, which again I think I wore this in New York actually, but it just works with so many different types of outfits. You can use this as a layering piece underneath things, which is what I did. I wore it with a beautiful Dior vest that had like knitted roping around the front and this gorgeous diamond shaped patterning, and it looked really great together. So I wore that. And that I wore with a simple pair of black Page jeans. I've worn these quite a few times now this season. You're probably a bit sick of these, but honestly they have done me so well. They're a really great classic pair of black jeans, very well fitted. They're a low to medium rise, nothing too high-waisted, but generally will go with absolutely everything. So I wore those with that. And then it was the evening of the international event where Bella Hadid and Peter Phillips, the Dior makeup artist, were kind of hosting the event, and it was all for the new Pump and Volume mascara. And that evening I wore the most amazing Dior skirt. It was pastels and pinks and purples and pleated, and it was absolutely stunning. But I can show you what I wore that with, which needs a good iron now as it's silky and has got creased. But this is a blue, oh yes, from Reese. It's a navy blue silk top, a lovely high neck, vest style sleeves, and then the back is more of a fabric material, so it's more comfortable fabric material at the back and then the silk at the front. And this looks so great, even just tucked into a pair of dark blue denim jeans with heels for a date night. I love this top, but it actually looked really cute with this skirt. This is quite a contrast, a darker shade with the very light pretty shades. I quite liked those contrasting colours, so I wore that, and I also wore it with my trusty Jean Vito Rossi's in the baby pink. I'm so glad I picked these up now because I have worn them with so many things. Just like my Jean Vitos in the nude and the white that I also have, these go with so many things just because the colour is so neutral. It adds a little bit of colour. Okay, so then I left the Dior team, unfortunately, but I did then get to meet up with my amazing L'Oreal family. As you may know, I am a L'Oreal Paris hair ambassador, so I often hang out with those guys for Fashion Weeks and Cannes Film Festival. Okay, outfit number 1, you may have seen on my Instagram, and I love this outfit, probably one of my favourite outfits from the Fashion Week. And it is this skirt, which you'll have seen if you watch my Bestie Does My ASOS haul. It's a sizzly skirt. Sizzly. This fabric is almost like gold speckles of glitter on a golden fabric, and then it has this beautiful almost tulle fabric around the bottom, and it's all pleated. Very cute, very girly and princess-like, and I loved wearing this. It's very comfortable. So I wore that. Now this, don't judge me, I've just worn this today. This needs a wash. It's got my makeup all around it, but honestly I've got so much juice out of this top, this jumper. This is from Topshop. I actually feel like buying a second one of these, maybe in a different colour, because they're so great and they go with so many things. And I loved wearing this as more of a layering piece with this skirt, as it kind of makes up the 2 styles. This very lightweight floaty material alongside a chunkier knit. I really like that juxtaposition, so I thought it worked quite nicely, so I wore that with it as well. Then I wore that outfit with a trusty pair of Chanel Mules. I bought these about a year ago and they are such a worthwhile investment. I have not stopped wearing these. I wear these on really casual days if I'm going for fittings, or if I'm going for meetings, or if I'm doing just bits and bobs and going out. I want something that's more kind of smart to go with my jeans. I will wear these. big favourite. And with that outfit was a beautiful Strathbury red bag, which if you go along to the Instagram post, I'll try and leave a link or I'll leave it down below. I'm giving away that exact same bag and there's like a couple more days left to go. In fact, if you go now, I'm sure there's probably like a day left. You can enter to win this bag. I don't have it here with me because I had to give that particular bag back and they are remaking me a brand new one. It was just for the sake of showing you guys it for the photo and the competition. But it's incredible, it's absolutely beautiful. It's not yet out, it's only out in September, I believe. And you guys have a chance of winning one before anyone else will even get their hands on it. So I wore that too. Okay, so the big event for L'Oreal was a gorgeous big brasserie dinner, the L'Oreal Brasserie, which was so fantastic and so beautifully planned out. I was there with Emily Canham and Kosher Beauty, who are just total babes and who are also signed with L'Oreal as well. So this is what I wore. The Hugo Boss jumpsuit that my bestie got for me for the ASOS, bestie does my ASOS haul. Finally got to wear this and I am so in love with this jumpsuit. It is the most beautifully fitted jumpsuit in this stunning orangey red shade and I just felt like a princess in it. I loved it. I had so many compliments on this. To make it a little bit more casual, I wore that with this leather jacket, which is from All Saints. I've mentioned this a few times, a little bit obsessed with this more oxblood shading to each shoulder and a more sporty element around the bottom of the elastic. A little bit in love, and it went really, really well with this outfit. And for the shoes, although you wouldn't have been able to see them in the pictures because the jumpsuit was so long and did cover the shoes, but I was wearing these, which I haven't yet shown you, so I wanted to. These are a new pair of Malone Souliers, and I have a very similar pair in the mule style, and these instead are in a full stiletto style. This almost mimics a fan, kind of the side of a shell. It's very cute, very pretty, in the metallic gold, silver, and rose gold and black. Very similar to the mules I have, but these are, like I said, the more heel stiletto shape. So I wore those as well for an extra bit of sparkle and metallics. I thought it would go well with the red. Now those were the products that I wore for my time with L'Oreal in Paris. Then I came home and I went back to Paris again with Chanel Beauty this time. So it's been a pretty amazing and like insane month. So I thought I would include the Chanel Paris trip in with all of this to kind of round off a very exciting and very busy month. So there was one very special night where we got to go and have a look at Mademoiselle Chanel's apartment that is still there in Paris above the beautiful Rue Cambon Chanel store. We got to go in there, it's like by invitation only, so it was a very special time actually and it was amazing to see it. And this is what I was wearing, just something very casual and simple, but I absolutely love this and thought I'd show you. It's a really neat design. It's a Reese roll neck in a lovely lightweight fabric. It almost feels a bit like a cotton wool mix. It's got a really lovely, almost a bit of a cashmere feel to it almost. So I wore that with the black jeans of before, just the beige denim jeans because it's such an easy one to throw on. And I wore that with my LK Bennett boots, which I finally got to wear. I feel like I've been trying to wear these for ages and couldn't find the right outfit. Totally adore these. There's a little bit of colour. The muted taupe tone is really sweet. It just works really well with the taupe tones in the top as well. Then on one of the evenings I got to wear a dress that I've been meaning to wear for so long and I finally got to wear it. We went to Hotel Cost. In fact, we were staying at Hotel Cost. We went to Hotel Cost restaurant for the evening and this is what I wore. It's a stunning lilac Club Monaco dress, Bardo style, and then the sleeves have these cutouts. So it's almost like it covers the shoulder section of your arm and then it cuts out with a pretty bow and it's elastic and then it drapes with more of a fluted sleeve. So it's very feminine and very pretty and this colour is gorgeous. I've not really got anything else like this in my wardrobe, but I thought it looked very pretty for the evening. And again, I just wore these with my Jean Vito Rossi's, as always. So I really wanted to get this into a video and show you guys. And then it was the final day in Paris and this is what I wore. So first off, I wore this very pretty All Saints top in this almost lavender grey blue shade, very pretty lace work and a light mesh fabric to the very top. Just lots of really pretty details. You can wear this with so many things. So I wore it with an ordinary pair of jeans. You know me, I love my jeans and I love that more casual style and just mixing it up with a great jacket and a good pair of shoes. So I wore this with a trusty pair of Hudson jeans. Honestly, Hudson can do no wrong for me. They fit so wonderfully and they make a great fitted pair of jeans. So I just have this wonderful pair in a very simple standard blue, but they just seem to go with everything. So I wore those. And for the jacket, the colour of this in the cream and then these beautiful sleeves just make me super happy. I feel like I featured this somewhere recently. Did I feature it in a favourites video? Somewhere, but anyway, I finally got to feature it in pictures. And I absolutely adore it. Oh no, that's a mark. There's a mark on the back. Oh my gosh, I may need to get this dry clean now. But yeah, so I wore that over the top. Love that. For the shoes for this, I went with a pair of Tony Bianco shoes. These very much remind me of the Yeezy boots that came out in the green, and they also do the green in these as well, but I got these in the beige. But they have such a great shape because it's this small sock boot. It very much fits the entire foot, and it's got a fantastic point on the front. You've probably seen these everywhere, like Gigi's wearing them, Bella's wearing them, so many different models, so many bloggers, so I had to get myself a pair too. And to complete that whole outfit, I wore a brand new Bulgari handbag. This is so pretty. It's got this very beautiful, very like snake print patterning all over it in the beautiful jewel tones and colours, and of course it has the Bulgari serpentine icon kind of on the very front as this big gem. Very jewellery style, but actually it fits a lot into here, this triple section and a very pretty chain. Again, this very iconic Bulgari strap now in this jewellery style rope serpent threading, and more of the fabric onto the very top, and it's absolutely beautiful. Honestly, Amelia could not get enough of this bag. She was like, I love this bag, I need it. And yeah, I agree, it's so beautiful. So that was the final of my outfits literally for this whole fashion month. I mean, I know Chanel wasn't technically part of Fashion Month, but for me, it was kind of, in my mind mentally, it was kind of the end of a really fantastic month of events and shows, and just so many amazing things happened. So I thought I'd kind of show you all of this together. Sorry that this one feels a little bit more disjointed because a few of the Dior pieces I had to send back, a few other items I no longer have or have gone back to other brands and things like that, so it's a little bit disjointed, but I still felt I had some really great key pieces here that I wanted to show you guys. And to finish, let me show you what I got in Paris when I was there with Chanel. So, wrapped inside of this box, they're such beautiful boxes, aren't they? And they're always so wonderfully wrapped with the ribbons. They make it really special for you to open it. It's almost like you continue your experience outside of the store. So it's inside of this box. I got it in the Rue Cambon store, which is like the first Chanel store, obviously, because it's beneath where Mademoiselle's apartment used to be. And with it being such a fantastic month, I'd saved away some money and thought I would treat myself to a new Chanel bag, because I don't own a Chanel bag that is of a large enough size for everyday or for just to take more around with me. So that's what I was on the lookout for, and this is the beautiful bag that I found. It's so pretty. I'm almost a little bit scared to touch it almost because it is this cream shade. However, this top bit is in the caviar leather, so shouldn't wear too badly. And here again is the caviar leather, which is in the quilted patterning. So again, it should be okay. The sides and the bottom are in the more smooth leather, so I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful. But overall, I'm not going to be too precious. At the end of the day, we buy bags to use. I'm not just going to be leaving this in the box. I'm totally smitten with it. It's got a beautiful chain strap. I hadn't seen this style of bag before, so I'll be completely honest with you, I'm not overly sure what it's called, but I'll try and leave a link down below and a name down below of what this is, because it also came in a beautiful blue shade, a more muted navy shade, a red and black. But I felt the cream, I don't own any other cream or light coloured bags, and it was just extra special, so it was a big treat. So please let me know down in the comments what you think of this cute little Chanel bag. I am so smitten with it. So that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this whole series, kind of looking back at my outfits, how I styled them, what I took to different countries for the different fashion weeks. It's been really amazing, and I just feel extremely grateful for the opportunities that I get to take part in. It's amazing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video as well. All links will be down below in the description bar. If you're brand new here, it would be amazing if you subscribed and came back for 2 videos a week. I will leave the link just here on the screen. Click that picture of my face. And yeah, thanks for being here. I will see you soon. Bye! Mwah.